And we're going and hopefully recording. Welcome to the Steamboat Comedy Podcast, everybody. This is Kyle Ruff with you yet again, joined by Jared Morris. Say hello.
What's going on, guys?
And special guest, Mr. Mark Masters. How you doing, buddy?
Howdy. I'm awesome, man. It's the end of times, but I'm making the most of it.
Right? That's pretty much what we're all doing. Just trying to survive the boredom, you know.
Yeah, dude. This is the best thing that ever happened to me. You kidding me? I'm an introvert. I'm becoming like a master baker. I'm making Bavarian pretzels, banana bread, cakes, and raspberry turnovers. I made naan. Do you know what naan bread is? Naan from like Indian food. I made chicken tikka masala the other night with naan. Like I made naan from scratch. It was incredible. This is the best. Other than I have a cavity, which might be related to my, whoops.
Hey, give us 1 second, Mark.
Is this the interpretive dance time?
No,
okay.
We're using my girlfriend's laptop.
She's getting called. She's blowing up. It's her side guy. Sorry about that, buddy. Didn't need you to see that.
Wouldn't surprise me. Okay, how do I make a video?
I can hear you and see you, so we're all good on my end. While you're figuring that out, I'll tell you the one downside to all this baking and eating. I think I might have a cavity, and it's freaking me out. Because, like, at night, I can't sleep because there's, like, pain in my jaw, but I don't want to go to the dentist. Like one, I don't want to pay for it, and two, like, I don't want to get coronavirus and die. So...
Right.
The cavity is not a cool situation. I don't know what's going on. I'm hoping it goes away soon. So that's what's new on my end.
It could be worse. We actually had a buddy of ours made a wise decision to get all drunk and fall down and knock his tooth out the other day.
Front tooth.
Oh.
Right in the front, yeah, right there. And so he's hurting because there's no dentist right now.
Oh. Is there even a dentist in Steamboat? Do you have to like drive to a different county or something?
Yeah, they're the guy who founded the town.
Yeah, you gotta pay him in bricks of gold.
Is there one guy?
Yes. I mean, no, there's a
weird.
There's a dentist down the street, and it says like it's like a kid's dentistry, and it's also like a massage place or something. I don't know. It doesn't.
It's a cover.
They'll massage your gums.
And you can get happy there, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I've been massaging my gums like crazy. There's something going on in my jaw. I don't like it. I keep freaking out that the news is going to say a new symptom. You know how, like, if you can't smell anything or taste anything, and now there's your toes, and I'm worried that next is going to be jaw pain. And then I'm going to be like, oh, I'm so screwed. But I haven't been within 6 feet of another human in, like, I think 5 weeks at this point. It's incredible. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm like a crazy person. I'm probably twice as old as you guys are, so I gotta like watch out for my health. I like go to the grocery store, like I order everything online, and even before they started doing this, I insisted that they put this stuff in the trunk, and I would not sign for it. Like they would keep trying to get me to sign for it. I just had the window up and a little plastic bag of cash in the trunk, and just say, no, there's a tip in there for you. I can't sign. Go away.
It's right next to the dead hooker in the trunk. Don't mind her.
Yeah. So.
There you go. So like you're not even going. You haven't even been to the grocery store around people, anything?
Not inside. No. I do run outside, but I run on pretty unpopulated streets in the middle of the day. Like once I went at like 4:30 or 5 p.m. and it was too crowded for my by too crowded I mean I passed like 4 human beings. So that was too much. So I like to go like 1, 2 p.m. kind of thing when nobody, if I see somebody, I can easily cross the street. And I generally run in the center of the street. So there are people out pushing strollers or whatever there on the sidewalks. And then I got a nice 8 to 10 foot berth on either side. So yeah, it's going to be interesting when things like start opening up. I think I'm definitely on the weird side of the curve. Like I don't think I'm going to an open mic again until like we're for sure like it's all good, you know? Like I'm gonna let people go to open mics for maybe like a month, make sure nobody there's no like crazy infection going around. And then because I've gotten to, I've been doing comedy a couple of years. Every once in a while, all of a sudden everybody is sick, right? Like it's February, everybody has the flu. Like it hits over like 3 weeks. I've had that flu. Every comedian gets it. It's not like we're not like making out, but we're using the same microphones and we're talking to each other, and it just I'm a little worried about that. So, but I'm on the weird side of the curve. So that's me.
It's always good to be cautious. You can't throw that to the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's a good point. I mean, there's been times even we've done shows where I haven't been feeling great, and you get when you're doing comedy, sometimes you just have the mic like way up in your mouth. I don't know. Are you a guy?
I usually I touch it to my chin. That's no more. I'm done with that. I'm out here now.
Yeah, right.
I'm bringing my own microphone. I'm like clip in my mic, rubber gloves. I did a Zoom. Have you guys done any like online stuff, comedy stuff?
Yeah, just podcasts.
I did it. I wish it was a Zoom because I feel like I'm dishonest every time I say I did a Zoom meeting. I did a go-to meeting because that's what the company had. I did like a corporate happy hour thing, and it was terrible. It was like one part me not being sharp, and one part just like you can't. There was no audience feedback. There was like, I'm just looking at these like dead stares, and occasionally people would like, you could see him chuckle, like, but I couldn't hear it, so I didn't know how long to let that breathe, and I don't know. And it was also like a corporate thing in the middle of the day, your boss is on the call, and I've had bad corporate experiences like that as well. It was like the perfect storm of terrible comedy. It was me, who's, getting there, but not quite a professional comedian. Middle of the day corporate event, video chat, no audience feedback. It was no bueno.
You do a lot of corporate events, don't you?
I would say more than average because I have some corporate connections, but I've had some real stinkers. I had one at a real estate office opening where the person before me, how do I say this without like giving out too much personal information so like people could figure it out. Let's just say that somebody made an announcement who was bringing me up, and the announcement was that their wife had terminal cancer. And like, let's raise money for, it was like the worst thing ever. And then I get up there like, ha, what are my cancer jokes? That was bad. And actually, I had a cold too. So like, I don't know if you've ever tried to perform when you're like coughing. That is the worst. It screws up your timing because the cough just comes whenever it wants to come. And, you might be right at the precipice of a punchline and you cough and, it screws up. I don't know. I've had some I'm basically king of bad corporate events so far. I've done some book tour stuff that's been pretty good. That's like corporate, like early, like 9 a.m. in the morning. For some reason, that's done really well. Like I killed in front of like 100 people, like that I've never, like 9:30 a.m. Everybody's sipping their coffee, and I think it was just so different from anything else they were expecting to see that they were really excited about it. I've also not done well on morning book tour stuff, so kind of get what you get.
I mean, I can see that be kind of an interesting dynamic. Trying to do comedy at 9 in the morning. Yeah, I could see that. Maybe everyone's got their coffee and they're all jittery and ready to go, and that could work in your favor. But I don't know. I don't think we could pull that off anywhere in Steamboat. They would want to take us at 9 in the morning.
We could try Big Iron.
Try Big Iron, just telling jokes in the corner, talking about our dicks at 9 a.m. Yeah. It's something on the radar because we get Steamboat, as you know, is kind of like a vacation destination type place. And there's a lot of corporate events that happen here, like at the Grand and stuff. And I haven't quite got there yet. I wanted to make sure we have enough people who are more solid, but trying to get some gigs doing that.
Yeah, you got to work more clean too, which is tricky. Yeah. Like I am mostly clean, but that one of my worst corporate things ever. I have a joke where the punchline involves the Ku Klux Klan, which there's nothing dirty about that per se. But something, like I almost feel like somebody in the audience was a known Klan member because they tightened up like I've never, like that joke it used to be my best joke, it used to be my closer, and they weren't having it. They did not like that at all. So.
Sometimes people don't even mentioning something, you could be like, I don't like the Klan, and they'll be like, you said Klan.
And that's the premise of it, just for the listeners and the viewers. I'm not pro-Klan. I'm negative on the Klan, and the joke makes that clear. I'm making fun of the Klan. And now I'm regretting saying that. Like, I feel like somebody's going to come to my door and from the Klan and come after me. I'm neutral on the Klan. I don't know what I am on the Klan. The joke is definitely. Next topic. Let's move on. You guys have a very fancy setup. Some of you guys are going to be listening to this, the audience, but we're on video right now, and I can see you got, what do you call those? Noise diffusers or
pop filters? Yeah.
Pop filters. That's incredible. Like I visited this podcast studio, and you got framed artwork in the background. It's like you
Those
really
are
like.
Our shows.
Yeah, I recognize them.
Let's see. Is that one you were in?
I don't see it there.
But you did One Night of Desperation Day. There's a Desperation Day poster right there.
Yeah, it's over. Yeah, the other way. That's like me trying to cut my haircut. You want to? Here's my.
Oh, Corey, David, I haven't hung up
Oh,
yet.
nice. That's great. Here's what I repurposed some of my comedy hardware. I have like a tripod and a GoPro. And yesterday I set up my TV and then a chair, like a barber chair, and some towels and stuff, and got some clippers, and put the tripod and the camera behind me so I could see the back of my head while I tried to cut my hair. It went about as well as the corporate shows I've been referencing. It's very confusing because it's back, like you just trying to point there on the video, you looked silly because you were going the wrong direction. That was like me cutting my hair. So now from behind I look silly as well. I also,
if you just buy like something to put over your head, it wouldn't be a problem. Maybe like a big white pointy hood.
Yeah, you know what I was looking for yesterday was a headband. Nice. If I had a headband, that's what I needed back there, or like a shower cap, because then I could have just cut along the line.
Yeah.
We should market that. We should make that a business. I mean,
make it like a DIY kit to do your own haircut.
The at-home haircut.
Yeah. Sew in a face mask, and it's like multi-purpose.
Well, do you ever use Wish.com?
No. What is that? Do we use promo code KYLE for 20% off?
Exactly. No, I wish. Wish.com, it's basically like Amazon it's a bunch of weird leftover shit from China that you can buy. Okay. You can basically buy any weird thing you can think of. It costs like 10 cents. It's really shitty quality. It takes a month to get there, but they have so many strange things, and that they always send us ads because like we're like looking through all the weird stuff, and then your computer, your phone remembers that, and they send you ads based on it, right?
Like on Facebook.
And I've been getting ads from Wish.com, weird off-brand Chinese shit, and they have like plastic. They look like plastic beards. And you put them on the side of your face so you can shave around them. They're like beard stencils.
Oh my god.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
That's just the tip of the iceberg of the. I don't even want to.
You should just look. Yeah, you should go on Wish one day. They got.
Yeah.
All the weirdest stuff.
Yeah. The weirdest, especially. Oh my god. There's that toenail remover.
Oh yeah.
It was like the most draconian.
Torture device. So gnarly.
I can't believe anyone would ever use that. Anyways, we're not sponsored by Wish.com.
All right.
Way.
So you guys are doing okay though? Everybody's healthy and.
Yeah.
Good.
I mean, there's really not. I'm talking out of my ass. I don't know the actual stats, but there's not a lot of people who have the virus here.
As of yesterday, we had 56 confirmed cases, and I think only about 15 of those were active.
Yeah, and there's 2 deaths.
There was 2 deaths.
One was over 80 years old, and the other was over 100 years old.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
And how many silver medals had they won between them? That's fine. That's great because I know Vail, Colorado, which is a similar tourism economy, got hit really hard. Like it was one of the worst places in the country for a little bit. But they did such a good job that they've opened up Eagle County, earlier than the rest of the state. So, and they haven't had any case or any hospitalizations in a while.
That's good. We're on the cusp of reopening a bunch of things.
Nice.
Yeah, May 1st we're gonna start. Limited capacity for like stores, retail stores, and stuff like that. And I think restaurants follow soon after that with half capacity.
Yeah.
So we're getting there.
Were you guys planning to stay in Steamboat at this time, or are you? I guess it's like closing day would have already happened, right?
Oh yeah, it would have happened on the April 12th.
So you're like 2 weeks past. Was your plan to be in Steamboat right now, or was your plan to get out of Dodge?
Well, I'm supposed to be in Spain right now.
Oh.
I was gonna be in New York and then probably fly to Thailand.
Yeah,
wow.
we were both supposed to go to New York to meet up with our new buddy Sean Patton.
Yeah,
and KKK Joke. But that fell through.
Yep.
I was gonna do that. My girlfriend's sister actually lives just down the street from Sean and them.
Yeah.
Huh.
And so we were gonna hang out with all of them, then go to Spain and come back, hang out there a little longer. So we had mud season plans, but now it's all nothing.
It's all gone.
All gone.
Hmm.
So yeah, no, and a lot of us, like our roommates, we all know each other from Glacier National Park. We had a lot of friends and roommates who were going to go there, and that's all up in the air still.
Yeah, like I'm supposed to be there May 27th, but I have no idea if I'm still going that day or if I'm supposed to be there 27th, if I have a job.
We'll
very, very up in the air.
It's interesting because that resort is on an Indian reservation, and they kind of recently came out and said something like,
"Don't
get the fuck off our land."
Literally, it was like, "Don't visit."
Yeah, like we don't want you here. Go away.
Yeah.
Which is kind of how it always was there with them.
Yeah, nothing really
now
changed
it's official.
on that.
Sure. What kind of work is it? Like restaurant work or guide work or?
It's
a resort. It's a lodge. Like I worked in a restaurant there.
Yeah. So that's those jobs are going to be, maybe they'll come back, but probably limited capacity, and it's going to be interesting. It's fascinating to see. Like this is like there's some famous quote about hope you live in interesting times, and it's terrible. People dying sucks. The economy is awful for so many people. I feel very lucky, and I'm trying to make the most of this, to be in a situation where I'm safe and, have resources to survive this. And it's just like, it's very interesting to see what's going to happen and how this is going to play out, and especially with regards to comedy, which is like way down on the list of important things. But I get the sense that it's going to take a long time. Like I would almost, if I could bet on this, I would wager that Comedy Works, like if there were good odds, I would bet on Comedy Works in downtown Denver, the world famous club, not having a capacity show until next year. If not the year after that, possibly.
I think the world is going to be weird for a while.
Yeah. And it's not even just like the government and whoever else has been like, we're not letting you open, but even in what they're starting to see when places are actually opening up is that people don't want to go there anyways.
Yeah.
People are still freaked out
Yeah.
whether they're or not.
Yeah, and they're, restaurants are open in Georgia now, but they're like, limited seating and spread out. So you can imagine a comedy club. In Texas, they open movie theaters, but they're 25% capacity. So, one of every 4 seats, which I don't even know, that's like the governor saying you can open, but I don't even know if it's profitable for a movie theater to open with those numbers. I don't know if they'll actually open. And if they do open, will people even go? Like what movies are, like, if you made a movie, would you want it in the theaters why wouldn't you just wait 6 months or whatever until...
Anything,
I think best bet would be have like throwback nights and stuff.
Yeah.
That's all right, because I don't think they're releasing any movies.
No, and there's a bunch of movies that were being shot or were scheduled to be shot right now that are all been complete. So there might be a big, even when theaters open again, there's going to be a big gap where there's just no movies because they all had to quit production. It's going to be interesting.
This is the one time where I'm kind of glad I'm not farther along in comedy. You know, like it's not the end of the world for me not to go to open mics 5 nights a week, and like I was paying money basically to do comedy, so I'm actually saving money by not driving around, buying drinks, etc. Actually, here's a funny side story. Do you guys know what Mint is? Mint.com. Like tracks your finances. It basically like spies on your finances and sends you notes about stuff. I got an email 2 weeks ago. Hey, looks like I hadn't heard anything from. I haven't logged into Mint in forever. Like some people track it. I actually forgot that I'd even enrolled in it. It's been that long. But I got an email 2 weeks ago that said, "Hey, looks like something's wrong. You spent $0 in the last week." Like it can see all my accounts and my credit card. Like I hadn't spent anything in like 10 days. I'd gone 10 days. I hadn't like bought a pack of gum. I hadn't ordered any groceries. I had $0. And Mint sent me an email like, "We think your accounts got disconnected or something." Because you're not spending any money. So I'm saving a ton of money. Anyways, my point is, if I was like a feature, like 5 years from now, I hope, maybe I'll be featuring on the road a lot, making money. Like this would be a disaster because I would be like counting on that income and at a point where I kind of cared where my career was going and, I was snowballing towards good things. And I do care where I'm headed, but, I'm years away from really having serious professional aspirations. So taking a break is, But I've been writing some. You guys writing?
Yeah, I've been writing as much as I should. I've been kind of doing podcasts and things like that to stay busy.
Yeah. It's hard because, like, some of the material, like, yesterday I was writing a joke about herb immunity. Like, I misheard herd immunity and herb immunity. And, like, that, by the time a comedy club opens, people might not remember herd immunity. Like, that might not be topical anymore. Right. So some of the jokes are, you don't know if they're going to... Is anybody going to know about the hammer and the dance and flattening the curve?
Well,
maybe. I mean, this is kind of a big event.
Yeah, but here's my question is, how long are corona pandemic jokes going to be funny?
Yeah, and is anybody going to want to hear about it? I don't know.
I'm sure it'll, like, my thought is, like, the first, 2 months, everything's just done, and we're, back to normal. I think it'll be hilarious.
Yeah.
And then after that, I don't think you could do a callback for, a couple years and be like, you guys remember that? That type of thing.
Yeah.
It'll be hard to...
There's always a way. I made a 9/11 joke not too long ago.
Yeah, but that happened fucking
20 years ago. The best case scenario is, for people writing corona material, is the economy opens up, movie theaters, comedy clubs, everything this fall, and you can, or late summer, fall, you tell all your jokes, they get stale, people are sick of them, and then flu season hits, corona pandemic version 2 happens, we're all locked down again, and then so you can tell them again, 6 months later, which is the best. That's one of my favorite things about having been in comedy as long as I have, about 2 years, which isn't that long. When annual events come around, it's like free jokes. Like I have Halloween jokes. Every Halloween I can bring out those jokes, Mother's Day jokes, and the Olympics, I don't have any jokes about them yet because I haven't been on, it hasn't been 4 years yet. But once I do, then every 4 years, those Olympic jokes, they're the gift that keeps on giving.
Right? Well, I might have to wait next year on those.
Opening day, closing day of a ski resort, anything like that.
Yeah, it's true. There's definitely some reoccurring things you can take advantage of. That's for sure. We haven't really... Man, I guess we had just had our 1-year anniversary here in Steamboat.
Yep.
And we were just about to do another show with our mutual friend
Pat. Yeah, and I had a show later that week or whatever scheduled. I'm kind of bummed. The April show was up in Steamboat. I had some awesome Denver comedians coming through, and it's a bummer, but we'll reschedule it at some point.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But we did a big show, our first real big show that we kind of did outside of the OTP ones, which were half good, half shit shows. but we did one at Butcher Knife.
Okay.
Our first show at Butcher Knife before the one we did with you was end of season, and I was already planning on recycling some end of season jokes.
Oh, nice.
You know, so we're just kind of starting to get in the swing of those kind of things.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I guess there's always next season.
Yeah.
I'll be coming up on like a year in May.
Yeah.
In like a couple weeks.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
That's
I'll be up at too. So I did comedy for the first time the week after my birthday 2 years ago. So, and my birthday's in about 3 weeks. I'm about a month away from my 2-year comedy anniversary.
That's awesome. Here's a question for you guys. If you could go back to the very first time you did, like in a time machine, to the very first time you did comedy, and tell yourself something to make your comedy journey better, what would you tell yourself?
Ooh, that's rough. That's a tough one.
I don't know if I'm smart enough to know anything that's even worth anything yet.
No, actually, I know what I would already do after a year span of this. Take a little more time writing the joke.
Mm-hmm.
Take a little more time trimming fat, I should say.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's one thing I figured out pretty quick, is like, you gotta, or like for me, I was telling long-winded stories.
Yeah, I was too.
Okay, trim out everything.
Yeah. I probably just don't. Well, I would probably. It's something that a lot of us kind of learned the hard way here, because we started out and had some success just being like the only some success. Is that what I said?
Yeah.
Some success as like the only 5 comedians in this town, and we all thought we were hot shit. And then we had a few experiences where we kind of had to come down to earth in a hard way. So I'd probably tell myself to just like check my own ego. You know what I mean?
That's good. Yeah, that's great advice. That's good.
When you took us to the Lion's Den.
Lion's Lair, yeah.
Lion's Lair. We big fucking plates of shit that night.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal. You can read the story and not good yet.
Oh yeah.
Lion's Lair.
Yeah, actually, I read that because everyone was here and they were all cranky about it. And then I read that chapter in your book about exactly what happened to us in the exact same spot, and I took a picture of it and I sent it to everybody, and I was like, "You guys, this is normal. It's okay." It's
Yeah.
not just us.
Yeah, man. It's
part
tough.
of why your book is great, man.
Yeah. Thanks, dude. If anybody's interested, it's the first 6 months of one aspiring comedian's open mic experience, etc. If you're listening to this and you send Kyle a note, or you can track down me, I'm bored, so I'll autograph a book and mail it to you. Send me a note.
Sounds good. Yeah, hit us up at Steamboat Comedy and on the Facebook page, Instagram, wherever. We'll help facilitate that.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a great book. It's a lot of fun. Let's see. I don't know. What else is good to talk about while we got
Have you guys been watching a lot of like streaming content or?
Yeah,
actually.
What's good?
So.
Well, we've all seen Tiger King.
I have not actually.
What?
I know. I just there's a lot of other good stuff. I haven't gotten to it yet. I might watch it eventually. I don't know. I feel like it's past, and who cares?
It's entertaining.
It's
Okay.
unreal. It's
Okay.
bizarre.
Okay.
Like you can't write that stuff.
It's
Okay.
so good.
Outrageous.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, and the songs and shit. Oh my god, it's a lot of fun.
It's funny. That's the kind of thing that I would have watched for comedy purposes, because like I could tell jokes about it. But since I'm not going to open mics right now, like I don't think that's not really my cup of tea necessarily, and so I'm not motivated to watch it, because by the time I get to an open mic to a show, nobody's going to care about Tiger King jokes. I mean, maybe some people will. It's kind of hit like a pretty big cultural peak.
That by the time we all get out of this, we're all going to be like, "Did you hear about the Tiger King?" And it'll probably last about a week, and then it'll be done. Yeah. That is if Trump doesn't pardon him.
Oh my god.
That'd be the funniest shit ever.
All right, spoiler alert for me.
Spoiler alert.
It's 71 degrees here. Is it warm there?
Yeah, it's like 60.
I'm just realizing it's like 80 in my house. It's hot.
Oh no, I'm sitting in the sun right now from the window, like in my sweatshirt. The sweatshirt was a bad idea.
Yeah, poor choice.
Yeah, it's great weather. We've been trying to get outside. Now that it's warmed up, we one of the things we did to entertain ourselves is I bought a badminton net.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
But it's we played like one game of badminton, and what we've been doing is we've been playing volleyball on it, and
with a volleyball.
Yeah.
with the volleyball.
But the short net.
Yeah, it's
Short
like
net,
it's like a
short field.
5-foot tall net
Yeah,
Okay.
that's that.
at best. So we're all like jumping up and spiking at each other's faces.
That's
and
funny.
getting
That's great.
ridiculous.
That's great. There, you definitely some jokes about shuttlecocks in your future, for
Oh,
sure.
big time.
Yeah.
Have you
Yeah,
guys
no,
seen Money Heist on Netflix?
No.
That's
so-
that is my number one pandemic recommendation, suggestion to the Steamboat Comedy fans, audience out there. Watch Money Heist on Netflix. It's a Spanish. It was filmed in Spain and it's in Spanish. So this is clutch with all foreign language material. You have to watch it in the language it was done. Like you're hearing the Spanish, but you read the American subtitles. It's
Right.
you never in these foreign language things you can switch it so you can hear the dubbed English, which is more convenient because you can cook and play on your phone and whatever. But it sucks because it doesn't map up to the mouth and it's no good. It's no good. And if you, like me, have some high school Spanish, after watching 4 seasons, this is another good thing about Money Heist. There's 4 seasons of it. Like, I wish I had found it when it originated, because it's so good. It's so good. But, and you get to watch so much, which is great. Anyways, and after 4 seasons of it, like, my Spanish is kind of good. Like, I could kind of follow certain things, because certain plot elements repeat themselves in like let's say they say the word grenade, and you read the word grenade and you hear the word grenade, they're going to say that again like 20 seconds later and you hear it and it's the same and you like, oh, I know that word now. It's like more entertaining Duolingo.
Nice.
Yeah.
You learn Spanish Netflix phonics style.
Yeah. Money Heist. Heist. So good.
I've seen that while scrolling through, but I've never taken the time.
Yeah. You gotta give it like 2 episodes. The first episode is a little slow.
Okay.
I feel like, but it's worth an investment. And if you're not into it after like 3 episodes, it's not your thing.
Yeah.
Right on. Let's check that out. I've also watched. We just finished. Me and my girlfriend did The Deuce. You ever seen that?
Oh yeah.
Like Deuce Bigelow?
Nah.
Well, I guess
the right word.
Yeah, but yes, The Deuce. It's the same guy who did The Wire.
Okay.
Which I'm blanking on his name right now.
I couldn't tell you.
So good.
I don't know.
And it's about Times Square in New York. It used to be called The Deuce, and it's basically it's about.
The 40 Deuce. Yeah, 42nd. Yeah. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. 42nd Street, and it's about like when they were just starting to gentrify it, like the 70s, late 70s, early 80s, and then like the AIDS pandemic and a bunch of stuff. It's really super good.
Nice.
A lot of it is about porn and prostitution, so you got to have kind of a strong stomach for some boobs and some pee-pees and stuff. Yep. No, well, Alex Hall, that's the director, is the producer.
Oh, the producer.
Yeah, I can't. I'm blanking.
Oh, I think I read a story about this.
Yeah.
Do they use like a lot of like? They have a lot of like original footage from 20, 30 years, or how long is that? 40 years ago, I guess now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I read something about that. Cool. Okay, I'll check it out. Is it on Netflix?
That's on HBO.
HBO. Okay. Do you know if it's on the free HBO? Do you know how some HBO is free right now?
Well, it's all free when my girlfriend pays for it.
Nice. Yeah, some HBO is free. Like, you can't watch Game of Thrones, but I just watched McMillions, which is a documentary.
Okay. Oh, you should watch The Scheme. It's a good documentary on there, too.
Ooh, that sounds like The Scheme is right up my alley. I already love it just from the just from the title.
It's about college basketball.
Oh, I love it. Point shaving, the best. I can't wait to watch it.
What we watched.
Yeah, it's what we watched.
Yeah. That was awesome.
It was super duper.
Okay.
It was so good.
I'll watch it. It's on HBO. I can get real HBO, but right now I'm just using the free. It's for those of you. Here's a pro pandemic tip. If you have a smart TV and you have Amazon Prime, I think that's the best way to navigate free HBO. Because if you go into Prime, one of the suggested things, they'll be like, continue watching and Amazon Originals, and then it'll say like available for you on HBO. And then you can see all the stuff that's like their movies and like, what's the one? Barry. You guys watch Barry?
So good.
Yeah, it's great. That's available for free. So if you've never watched HBO, you don't have HBO, you can watch Barry right now, 2 seasons for free, and it's awesome. It's like,
nice.
Yeah.
I love that show.
Yeah, it's great. I was disappointed. I thought there was a 3rd season for some reason, and I had already seen the 2 seasons. So.
Oh yeah. You just have to keep it going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know when the 3rd season of that's supposed to come out.
I know we know it's still a show.
It's gonna be a while now, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know what HBO's timeline is for getting everything back in order.
Yep. Probably a while. I would guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, shit. Yeah, we gotta do this more often, Mark. This is great.
Yeah, dude, it's good to see other people. Other comedians. This is fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We gotta try to keep reaching out. I was gonna ask you, what do you think about the new theme song? You like it?
Oh my god, it's so good. It's so good. In fact, I've been meaning to reach out to you and get that guy's contact info. Like once things start warming up, I think I'm gonna ask that guy to make Vale Comedy Show theme song.
Oh shit! It's well, I can just give you the info now.
Okay. Yeah.
So my buddy Curtis, his name, he goes by Cousin Curtis.
Okay.
That's Curtis with 2 S's at the end. So
okay.
Go up at Cousin Curtis. And you can get him on like Instagram.
Well, you know me, like I'm like passenger pigeon and smoke signals. I'm in the dark ages. No Facebook, no Instagram. So I was gonna like ask you like, what's his mailing address so I could send him a postcard, that kind of thing.
There you go.
Or his phone number so I can text him, whatever.
I got you his email.
There you go. Perfect. Yes, that would be great.
Yeah, he's a low guys from Telluride, so
awesome.
Helping out the Denver scene. Yeah. But he's a buddy of mine I went to college with.
Have you done any comedy in Telluride?
No.
We should work on that. That would be incredible.
I would love
summer or winter.
Yeah. I've never even been to Telluride.
I've never been to Telluride either.
I had a friend of ours, a mutual friend of ours, who moved there and then moved back and said it was awesome.
It is. I remember when I went, it was like a transformational experience. The first time I went in the summer, and I had lived in Colorado, I want to say 12 years at that point, and have been all over the world, third world countries, like flying 18 hours to get places, and you bus and you hike and you get somewhere. And when I rolled into Telluride's a box canyon, and when I rolled in there and saw this waterfall in the distance, I was like, I cannot believe one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen is in the state I've lived in for 12 years, and I've been going all around the world trying to find beautiful places and things. I'm an idiot. I should have come here like the first year I moved to Colorado. It's hella far from Denver and from lots of places in Colorado, but totally worth the trip.
I think it's an 8-hour drive from here.
I thought it was like 5.
It's 8 from Denver, I'm pretty sure. And that's in good weather. That's like summertime.
Yeah, that's the passes aren't closed and stuff.
Yeah. But it is spectacular. It is so gorgeous. They do have a comedy festival, but it's kind of like the Aspen Comedy Festival where they don't have regular open micers, or feature kind of. It's like famous TV credit kind of people.
Right.
I do know there's a lot of very, very rich people who go there and live there and stuff. Well, we'll have to, maybe that's something we can collaborate on.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be great. Yeah, dude. Can I pimp some of my stuff?
Of course.
Markmasters.co, M-A-R-K. The book, Not Good Yet, notgoodyet.com. You can get a tattered cover if you want to support local independent booksellers, or you can get it on Amazon, Audible. It's available like pretty much everywhere. The best way to get it is to reach out to me, though. I make the most money and it's the most fun. I'll send you some stickers and sign it and send it to you in the mail. And ValeComedyShow.com. I know Vale and Steamboat kind of have a rivalry or whatever. Steamboat has better snow. Maybe there is no rivalry. I don't know. But
there may not be some veil stickers and urinals in this town.
Yeah, to pee on. Yeah.
Right.
So, but the comedy
that's
show
not me.
is pretty darn good. If I do say so myself. So veilcomedyshow.com. We currently have no shows planned. I would have said May, maybe a few months ago. It was like back in mid-March. But at this point, I would say, like, we can't, I wouldn't want to do a show with like 6 feet separation, you know? Like, I don't know. Did you guys see the pictures of the U.S. Air Force graduation? Like the vice president came and spoke. That was in Colorado Springs, Colorado. And they had, everybody was 6 or 8 feet apart on like a football field. And they had like spray painted lines and a chair. And it's like, you know, it looked kind of ridiculous, like, because everybody was so far apart. But it also looked pretty cool and was great for, you know, that kind to watch a speaker. It kind of worked. But it would not work. You know, people are drunk and having fun at these shows. They're boisterous. They're not going to work with like, and also the space would fit like 20 people, maybe, if you had 6 foot separation. Like, I don't know. It just won't work. And the other complication is rolling in people from Denver. Like a lot of communities are going to be on, not really lockdown, but they don't necessarily want outsiders, especially from big cities, once they clear the virus out of their area. So you don't want to roll in with 5 potentially infected people. So I don't know. I think it's going to be a while until there's another show.
There's a lot of complicating factors for sure. But,
yeah.
I mean, well, if we open first, you can come up here, and if you guys...
I would love that. I'd love that. And yeah, you guys need to make it to the show sometime.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Definitely. Yeah, it was on the... I was going to come out to one of your shows last year. I can't remember what came up. I had to work. I couldn't get out of work, I think is what it was. But soon, very soon, we'll make it happen.
Nice. Cool. All right. Yeah, and you guys don't need anything. Everybody's...
Yeah, we're good.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, we're just chilling, playing volleyball on tiny nets, and...
Nice.
We gotta need to survive 2 more apocalypses.
There's a lot of ridiculous.
Awesome.
Yeah, we'll be just fine.
Cool, man. Well, this was great. Thanks for inviting me. I'm really impressed with everything you're doing with Steamboat Comedy. I love the T-shirt you're wearing right now. It's incredible. I wear mine almost all the time. I wore a moose for you today. I don't know if you can see that. But...
There you go. Beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Just need a microphone and a cigarette.
Yeah. Sweet.
All right. Thank you guys for listening very much, and we'll keep you posted. We'll keep sending out some podcasts.
Yeah.
Talk to you soon. Thanks again to Mark Masters for joining us.
See ya.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah.